to our Arthur family. My name is Nick, and I'm the franchisee of the Goodyear Arthur in Arizona. In today's edition of Arthur's Footsteps, I'm going to teach you the building blocks of Waltz. And then we're actually going to design it, put it together, and have a dance that moves across the floor. So let's get started. The building blocks are what we call change steps. Now first, let's go ahead and define what a change step means. A change step is anytime we take a step, a walking step, either forward or backwards, followed by a side step, okay? Now one of the biggest tricks to a change step is the actual closing of the feet and changing weight. So as you're practicing, it's not a bad practice that when you walk and you step side and as you close your feet, you actually pick the other foot up. Just for practice, just to get used to that idea, okay? All right, so now on the floor, you should hopefully be able to see our lines. These are lines that we've made to show you the 4 different types of change steps. So if I stand on this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and follow the line, and I'm gonna walk forward with my left foot first, followed by a side and a close, and again, changing weight, so I pick up my right foot. That's change step number 1. Change step number 2 would be, if I'm standing here, and I take my right foot and I follow the line by going forward, side, close, changing weight, so my left foot's ready to go. That's change step number 2. Number 3, the same idea. Now I'm just going backwards, so my left foot would go back, side, close, changing weight. And then finally, the 4th and final change step would be if I'm standing over on this side and I take my right foot and I went backwards, side, close, changing weight. That's our 4th change step. So as you can see, there are 4 of them, of course. 2 with the left foot going first, either forward or back, and 2 with the right foot going first, again, either forward or back. So now the next thing is, let's put these together and show you how we actually make boxes and then how we glue the boxes together. All right, so now that we know what the building blocks are of Waltz, which are change steps, we're gonna learn how to actually develop boxes now, okay? So I don't have any tape anymore, but I do want you to picture that there's like a little miniature box on the ground. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just step forward my left foot and do a side close like we did earlier. That was one of the change steps. Now I'm gonna take my right foot and I'm gonna go backwards and do one of the other change steps, and I ended up back on the same spot that I was. And so now I've drawn this a little imaginary box on the ground. So I'll do that one more time. My left foot went forward, side, close. My right foot went back, side, close. Okay? And that was 2 of the 4 change steps. Now let's look at the other 2 by going the other direction. If I take my right foot and I go forward with my right foot, side, close, then I take my left foot and I go backwards, side, close. Those are the other 2 change steps. We'll do that one more time. The right foot going forward, side, close, and the left foot going backwards, side, close. So now those are 2 different box steps that we have. Now the nice thing about a change step is not only is it the building block, but it's also the glue that holds different boxes together. So now let's learn how to do that. And at this point, I'm going to actually show how we do it from both a leader perspective and a follower perspective. I'm also going to turn around to make it a little bit easier for you to follow with me. So if I were a leader, I always start with my left foot first. And as a leader, I would go forward, side, close, back, side, close. That was box number 1. Then I would do a change step. And now I'm going to go forward with my right foot, forward, side, close, back, side, close. That was our 2nd box. And then I would take my right foot and do another change step. Let me do that one more time from the leader perspective. So again, leaders, left foot first. We go forward, side, close, right foot back, side, close. Left foot, change, step. Right foot, forward, side, close, left foot, back, side, close, and right foot forward for a change step. Okay. Now for the follower perspective, I would do all of that, but now with my right foot going first and of course backwards. I'm also going to turn around just so you can practice with me. So the right foot going backwards, we would go back, side, close, left foot, forward, side, close, a change step, right foot going back, side, close. Now box number 2, left foot going back, side, close, right foot going forward, side, close, and then my left foot goes back for a change step. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So from the follower perspective, we go right foot back, side, close, left foot forward, side, close, right foot back, side, close. Now my left foot goes back, side, close, right foot forward, side, close, left foot back for a change step, side, close. And then my right foot would be available to go again. So now we've not only built both of our boxes, but we've actually glued them together with a change step. So the next step would be to actually learn how to turn them a quarter. Okay, so now that we have our box, our left box and our right box, we've learned how to glue those together with a change step. Now it's time to start learning how to actually rotate our boxes. Now in the beginning stage, if you're new and you're just taking this lesson, in the beginning stage, it's totally okay that as you're dancing the box, as we had just learned earlier in the video here, that if you were just to take it and slightly turn, so if you just kind of pick up your left hand and just slightly turn to the left as you're doing this, totally cool, okay? And then again, we learned to do our change step, okay? And then I could slightly turn to the right. Raising my right hand does make it easier to remember which way I'm turning. That's okay to learn how to rotate. You don't have to be very specific there in the beginning stages. But as we advance, our goal and what's really important and how our Arthur Murray syllabus is designed is to really teach you how to rotate a quarter in our first level of bronze or bronze 1. And so the lines here are going to help us learn that today, okay? So now, if I were to stand here, my goal is to follow these blue lines as best as possible and rotate a quarter with these change steps. So again, if I raise my left hand, it's easy to remind me which direction I'm turning. And I'm going to walk forward with this blue line. I'm going to turn my body a quarter so I'm facing a different wall and then still go side close as we've been doing in our change steps. Okay? Now I'm going to follow this blue line right here, still turning to my left. I'm going to step back with my right and turn a quarter of the room facing a new wall, stepping side close. And then again, I just repeat, going forward, turning a quarter, side close, step back, turning a quarter, side close. And now we've just taken our left box and we've actually learned to rotate it a quarter rotation, okay? Now here's the cool thing, if we can do this on one side, of course we're gonna do on the other as we've learned already. So if I stand on this side of my square now, my right foot's ready to go. I'm gonna raise that right hand so I remember which way I'm turning. And now I'm gonna follow this blue line on the outside of me here. And I'm gonna step forward with that right foot. I'm gonna turn my body, so I turn a quarter of the room and I go side close. Okay, I'll step back with my left foot. Same idea. Side, close, forward, right, side, close, back, left, side, close. And so now we're starting to get a quarter rotation down. All right, so now that we've learned how to rotate our boxes, we're going to go ahead and connect those two rotating boxes together, which is an excellent exercise to practice. So from a leader's perspective first, left foot. I'm going to put my left hand up again to remind me that I'm rotating to the left. And I would actually step forward again, rotating the quarter, which we just had learned, stepping back, stepping forward with the left, stepping back with the right. Now I'm going to do my change step, and as I do my change step, again, I'm now changing which way I'm going to rotate. So now my right foot goes forward, my left back. I'm doing my right rotating box at this point. And then again, when I'm ready, I do my change step, and as I do that, I'm changing what way I rotate. Okay, from the follower perspective, same idea. We're here. I'm going to turn, okay, to the left rather. We're going to go back, side, close, forward, side, close, back, side, close, forward, side, close. Now I'm going to do my change step and change which way I'm rotating. I'm going to rotate to the right. And again, just practicing that quarter turn that we had learned. And now again, a change step coming up where I change which way I could rotate. And that now is our rotating boxes connected with change steps. Now what we'll end up doing is waltz is actually a traveling dance, and everything we've done up to this point has all been pretty stationary. So if we were in a giant ballroom setting, we wouldn't have gone anywhere. We'd be right where we were. The goal, of course, is to be able to work this room eventually. And the nice thing is, when our Bronze 1 syllabus, again, we are learning to do quarter rotations, which we've developed. So now let's learn the Bronze 1 version of a beautiful step called a two-way turn. From a leader's perspective, if I were standing here, I'm facing a wall still, and I would do my left rotating box first. And I'm just going to do 2 rotations on this. So I'm going to step forward and rotate once. I'm going to step back and rotate a second amount of rotation. Now at this point, I'm actually going to do my change step. So I'm going to do forward side close and change my rotation. So now my right hand is up, and I'm going to rotate to my right. So I do 1 rotation to the right and 2 rotations to the right. And then again, at this point, I'm going to do my change step, would change which way I'm rotating. Let's do that one more time for the leaders. We go forward, side, close to the left, back, side, close to the left, change step, changing the amount which way I rotate. We go forward, side, close to the right, back, side, close to the right, and then a change step, which would again change what way I could rotate. For the followers, same idea. We're here. Okay, I'm going to rotate to the left first. I would go back, rotating once to the left, forward, rotating twice to the left, and then a change step. So now I can go to my right. I go back, rotating to the right once, forward, rotating to the right twice, and then a change step, which again is now preparing me so that I can turn to the left. And now with this, enough of those steps would take me from one side of the floor to the other side of the floor. Okay, so everything we've done so far with Waltz has been pretty stationary. So if we were on a big ballroom at this point in time, everything we've done, we're really not going anywhere. We're staying pretty much in the same space. Now it's time to learn how to move this dance, because one thing that's beautiful about Waltz is it's a really nice, elegant traveling dance. So let's go ahead and get into this. If I were to stand over here, my goal is after I'm done, I'm actually going to move down the line over this way. I'm going to start with the left box first, meaning my left foot would go forward, and I would actually go forward, side, close. And my right foot would go back, side, close. I do my change step, because I'm connecting my boxes like we just learned, and then I would go forward, side, close, back, side, close, and then I would again do a change step to connect my left box to go forward, side, close, back, side, close, forward, side, close, change step, and then I'm back to my right box again. Okay, and then I do one more change step, and I'm ready to go with my left foot. Now, one thing to note is that as we've been learning all these boxes, it doesn't really matter whether you're a leader or a follower. A change step and a box step works the same. Now, the only difference now that we're starting to move is I do want to state that the ladies typically, or the follower is going to typically start with the right foot. So everything I just did there was more from a leader perspective. From a follower's perspective, we would start the same way in a sense. I'm on this side of the floor, but my right foot's going to go backwards first. And here, I would actually go back, side close first, and forward, side close. But all the way we dance it is exactly the same. I'd still do a change step. Then I'm going to my right box. Okay. Then I do a change step. And I'm going to my left box again. And I continually work the floor this way. One more right box. And then a change step. Okay, and now we start to travel this dance. All right, so far we've done a lot. We've learned the building blocks of Waltz. We've put those building blocks together to create a box. We've learned how to rotate that box, and we've learned how to travel down the floor with it. So now we're going to do one step above that, and we're not just going to travel down the floor, but we're going to learn how to do it with less steps. Now in our Bronze 1 syllabus in Arthur Murray's design, we've learned the quarter rotations, which we've already done. Now in Bronze 2, as we start advancing in our dancing, Arthur Murray has designed for us a beautiful step called the two-way turn that actually gets us turning a little bit further around in the floor to allow us to move down the floor better. Okay, so here's how it goes. Now we've got a crazy design on the floor here, but let's go ahead and follow the lines here. It is an actual figure. We would stand like this. Now instead of me facing a wall at this point in time, which would have been this way or that way, okay, with my feet, I actually close in between that. Now I'm on a diagonal line. So now I'm still going to step forward, still turn my body a quarter, but now I want to just turn my feet just a little bit more, one little extra tick, and close my feet. And now I've rotated, for those of you who really like that technique, 3/8 rotation. Okay, now from here, I would step back, I point my foot on this new line, and close my feet. Now here's my change step, my glue that holds these two boxes together. And then again, I do the same thing the other direction. I step forward, swing my body a quarter rotation, turn my feet a little extra, and there's that extra little tick or eighth. And then I do it again, stepping back, pointing my foot on that new line, and then closing my feet. And there's my right box. And then again, a change step to glue the two things together. Now that was all from the leader perspective. Let's do it one more time for the follower perspective. If I'm here, I would step back, swing my leg, point it down that line, and then close my feet. Step forward, swing my quarter, turn my feet, close. I do my change step. Now onto my right box. Step back, point my foot, and close. And then lastly, stepping forward, there's my quarter, that extra little rotation. And then to close it off, I do my change step backwards with my right ready to go and off to the next figure. So it's a lot of information in a little video. I hope you found that valuable. And as Catherine Murray would say, put a little fun in your life. Try dancing. And for some of you, just keep dancing. Thanks and have fun.